Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And now if you don't know to write the electronic configuration of elements, then don't worry, because in this video we are going to understand how to write the electronic configuration of elements having atomic number 1 to 30. So basically we are going to understand how to write the electronic configuration of first 30 elements. And guys, let me tell you all that in this video I am not going to explain you all the concept behind writing the electronic configuration. If you want to know the concept behind writing the electronic configuration, then you can watch my video on aufbau principle. The link is given in the description box, or you can find simply click on this I button over here. Okay, so now let us start with this video. So before writing the electronic configuration, you must first know this diagram. Now what is this diagram? This diagram tells us the order of filling of subshells, which means that, can you see so many subshells present over here? 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 3d, 4s, 4p, 4p, 4d, 4f. So amongst them, which subshell is going to get filled first by electrons? This is told to us by this diagram. Now how to understand this diagram? Let's understand that. So first we move to the first diagonal. Okay, so when we consider the first diagonal, inside the first diagonal there is only one subshell, that is nothing but 1s. So 1s is going to get completely filled. For example, let's take your carbon. Your carbon has 6 electrons, am I right? So first 2 electrons of carbon are going to fill inside the 1s. And as we all know that S subshell can have maximum of 2 electrons. P subshell can have maximum of 6 electrons. D can have maximum of 10 electrons, and F can have maximum of 14 electrons. Okay, so 1s can take maximum of 2 electrons. So out of 6 electrons of carbon, 2 electrons are taken by 1s. Now where are the remaining 4 electrons going to go? The remaining 4 electrons will go to the next diagonal. Inside next diagonal there is again 2s. So these 2s can take maximum of 2 electrons. So out of the 4 electrons remaining, 2s will take the next 2 electrons. Then we move to the third diagonal. So inside third diagonal, first we fill up 2p and then we fill up 3s. Why so? Because can you see that the arrow is pointing downwards, so we move from up to down. Okay, so inside 2p the remaining 2 electrons are going to go. 2p can take maximum of 6 electrons, but we have only 2 electrons remaining, so the 2 electrons can be taken by 2p. Okay, so now if you have not understood what I am saying, you will get to know as soon as we write the electronic configurations one by one. Okay, so first let us start with the first element, that is nothing but your hydrogen. And what is the atomic number of hydrogen? As we all know that the atomic number of hydrogen is nothing but 1. So the first 1 electron is going to get filled inside this 1s. This 1s can take maximum of 2 electrons, but hydrogen has only 1 electron, so that 1 electron is going to go into the 1s. And since this 1s has 1 electron, therefore we have to write 1 over here. Okay, now similarly let's take the next element, that is nothing but helium. So what is the atomic number of helium? It is nothing but 2. So again these 2 electrons, first they will go to 1s, and 1s can take maximum of 2 electrons, so this 1s is going to take both these electrons. So now helium, what is the electron configuration of helium? It is nothing but 1s2. Okay, now let us take the third element, that is nothing but lithium, whose atomic number is obviously 3. Now out of these 3 electrons, first 2 electrons will be taken by 1s. 1s cannot take all the 3 electrons, it can take only maximum of 2 electrons, so it will take the 2 electrons out of 3 electrons. So 1s is going to take 2 electrons. Okay, now still there is 1 electron remaining. So where is this next electron going to go? Obviously it will move to the second diagonal. So when it moves to the second diagonal, there is only one subshell present over here, which is nothing but 2s. So this 2s is going to take that 1 electron. Although s can take 2 electrons, but we have only 1 electron left, therefore it is obviously going to take the remaining 1 electron. Now if you observe here carefully, this 1s2 is nothing but the electronic configuration of helium. So you can also write the electronic configuration of lithium as helium 2s1. This is nothing but called as a condensed electronic configuration. It is upon you whether you want to write this or not, or you can simply write the normal electronic configuration. Okay, so but if in the question it is asked to write the condensed electronic configurations or MCQs are given, then you have to keep in mind that the electronic configuration of lithium can be written in this manner also. Now moving ahead to the fourth one, that is nothing but your beryllium. And what is the atomic number of beryllium? Obviously the atomic number of beryllium is nothing but 4. Now here again these 4 electrons are first going to go to first diagonal where 1s is present, and this 1s can take only maximum of 2 electrons. So this 1s will take the first 2 electrons now. Now out of these 4 electrons, 2 electrons are still remaining. So where are these 2 electrons go now? So these 2 electrons will now go to the second diagonal. In the second diagonal there is 2s present. Am I right? So this 2s is going to take the next 2 electrons, and as we all know that this 2s can take a maximum of 2 electrons, so it is going to take 2 electrons. Now if you add 2 plus 2, it is obviously going to give you 4 electrons. So the electronic configuration of beryllium is nothing but 1s2 2s2, and if you want to write it in the condensed form, then you have to substitute this 1s2 as helium. So this is nothing but the condensed form of beryllium. Now let's move on to the fifth element, that is nothing but your boron. Okay, so now what is the atomic number of boron? It is obviously nothing but 5. So out of these 5 electrons, these 5 electrons are going to go to the first subshell, that is nothing but 1s, and as we all know that 1s can take only maximum of 2 electrons, so it will take the 2 electrons. Now out of these 5 electrons, 3 electrons are still remaining. So now the 3 electrons are still remaining, so they will jump to the second diagonal. In this second diagonal there is 2s present. Am I right? So this 2s can take only maximum of 2 electrons. So out of the 3 electrons remaining, the 2s is going to take the next 2 electrons. So now still there is 1 electron remaining. See, 2 plus 2 4, but we want 5 electrons. So the next last electron is obviously going to go into the third diagonal. So in the third diagonal, first it will go to 2p. Now as we all know that 2p can take a maximum of 6 electrons, but since there is only 1 electron left, therefore it is obviously going to take 1 electron. Now I hope that you all can write the condensed form of this boron by just substituting this 1s2 as helium. Now further on, moving ahead to the next one, that is nothing but your carbon. Now obviously the atomic number of carbon is nothing but 6. Now as we all know that these 6 electrons are going to first go to the 1s. So 1s is going to take 2 electrons. Why? Because its maximum capacity is of 2 electrons only. So S subcell has maximum capacity of 2 electrons. So this 1s is going to take 2 electrons. Now similarly we move next to the next diagonal. Since 4 electrons are remaining, so we move to the next diagonal where we meet 2s. So again 2s is obviously going to take a maximum of 2 electrons only. Am I right? So still there are 2 electrons remaining. So since there are 2 more electrons remaining, we move on to the third diagonal. In the third diagonal we first meet 2p. So 2p, p can take maximum of 6 electrons, but as we all know that there are only 2 electrons remaining, therefore we write it as 2p2. And I hope that you all can write the condensed form of this carbon as well by just substituting 1s2 as helium. Now further on, moving ahead, let us write the electron configuration for nitrogen, and obviously the atomic number of nitrogen is nothing but 7. Now if you want to fit these 7 electrons, you will first go to 1s. So when you first meet 1s, s can take maximum of 2 electrons. Am I right? So I will write 2 over here. Now after 1s is completely filled, we may move to the second diagonal. Inside second diagonal we met 2s. So obviously this 2s can take a maximum of 2 electrons. So out of the 5 electrons remaining, this 2s is going to take 2 electrons. So 2 plus 2 now 4. Out of 7, 4 electrons are already occupied in the 2 subshells, 3 are still remaining. Am I right? So after 2s is completely filled, we move on to the third diagonal where we first meet 2p. Okay, so this 2p can take maximum of 6 electrons, but as we all know that we have only 3 electrons remaining, so therefore we write it as 2p3. And as mentioned earlier, you can write the condensed form of nitrogen also. Now let's move on to the next element, that is nothing but oxygen. And what is the atomic number of oxygen? Atomic number of oxygen is nothing but obviously 8. So we want to fit these 8 electrons. So these 8 electrons will now first move on to 1s. Am I right? So it will first go to 1s. Inside 1s, we all know that s orbital can only accommodate maximum of 2 electrons. So out of the 8 electrons, 2 electrons will fit into the 1s subshell. Now after 1s comes the second diagonal where we meet 2s. Okay, so 2s again s subshell, therefore maximum of 2 electrons. So 2s can take maximum of 2 electrons. Now 2 plus 2 4, we have still 4 more electrons to be accommodated inside the subshells. So after 2s we move on to the third diagonal where we meet 2p. Now as you all know that 2p can accommodate maximum of 6 electrons, but we have only 4 electrons left, therefore we are obviously going to write 2p4. Now moving ahead to the next one, that is nothing but the fluorine. Okay, so fluorine, what is the atomic number of fluorine? 9. Okay, now if you want to write the electronic configuration of fluorine, that is you want to fit this 9 electrons. So if you want to fit these 9 electrons, you will obviously first go to 1s. So when you meet 1s, 1s can accommodate a maximum of 2 electrons, therefore this 1s is going to take 2 electrons. So after 1s is completely filled, you will go to the next diagonal you meet 2s. Okay, so 2s, and as we all know that s subshell can accommodate maximum of 2 electrons, so it is going to take the next 2 electrons. So still we are remaining with 5 more electrons. So after 2s is completely filled, we are obviously going to the third diagonal where we meet 2p. Am I right? And as we all know that 2p can accommodate maximum of 6 electrons, but since we are having only 5 electrons left, therefore we write it as 2p5. Now the next element after fluorine comes, you are nothing but the neon. What is the atomic number of neon? Atomic number of neon is nothing but 10. Now since you want to accommodate 10 electrons over here, what you are going to do is nothing but first you will move on to 1s. So after 1s can accommodate maximum of 2 electrons. As we all know that s subshell can accommodate maximum of 2 electrons. So after 1s comes the 2s. So again 2s can take maximum of 2 electrons. Am I right? And after 2s comes nothing but the third diagonal where 2p is coming first. So this 2p can take maximum of 6 electrons, but we have only 5 electrons remaining. We have 6 electrons remaining with us, so we are obviously going to write 2p6. So the electron configuration for neon is nothing but 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Now let us move on to the next one, that is nothing but your sodium, whose electronic atomic number is nothing but 11. So first you are going to meet 1s2. 1s2 can accommodate maximum of 2 electrons. So out of 11 electrons, 2 electrons are taken by 1s. So still there are 9 electrons remaining. So we move on to the next diagonal, that is nothing but 2s, where 2s can accommodate maximum of 2 electrons. So out of 11 electrons, 4 electrons are accommodated into the subshells, still 7 are remaining. So still since 7 are remaining, you are going to go after 2s to the 2p, which is present in the third diagonal. Okay, so now 2p can take maximum of 6 electrons, but we have still 7 electrons left with us. So out of 7 electrons, 6 are taken by 2p, and still we have one more electron to go. So where is this electron going to go now? So after 2p comes the 3s. Am I right? So 3s, s can take maximum of 2 electrons, but we have only 1 electron left with us, so you are obviously going to write it as 3s1. Now next one, after sodium comes the magnesium. And what is the atomic number of magnesium? You must know that is nothing but 12. Guys, you must by heart the atomic numbers, otherwise it is going to be difficult for your atomic numbers and atomic mass number. This should be by heart for you all. Okay, and you must also know how to write the periodic table. And if you don't know how to write the periodic table, don't worry, I'm going to make a video on that as well. You can find that video in my channel. Okay, so now after magnesium, you want to write the electronic configuration of magnesium. So what you are going to do now, you are first going to move to the 1s. So when you move to the 1s, you are obviously going to write 1s2. Why? Because 1s can take maximum of 2 electrons. So out of 12, 2 are gone. Still we are left with 10 electrons. Now since you are left with 10 electrons, you move on to the next one, that is nothing but 2s. So 2s can take maximum of 2 electrons. So after 2s comes the 2p. So this 2p can take maximum of 6 electrons. So 2 plus 2 plus 6, which is nothing but 10. So we are still remaining with the 2 electrons. So after 2p comes the 3s. So 3s is obviously going to take the next 2 electrons. So am I clear till now? Now I forgot to mention one point over here. See, you can write the condensed electronic configuration of sodium. How do you write? This 1s2 2s2 2p6 is similar in this 1s2 2s2 2p6. So can I say this 1s2 2s2 2p6 is nothing but the electronic configuration of neon? So can I write this as neon 3s1? Now guys, I want to mention you all one point, that you can only write condensed formula with the help of the inert gases, helium and neon. No other element is allowed. Only inert gases are allowed for condensed for electronic configuration. And what are inert gases? Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. And now you might be thinking, why only these gases are allowed? Because these gases do not react, therefore they are called as inert gases. So their atomic number is obviously not going to change. Mostly it is not going to change. Okay, but if you do certain chemical changes, then it is obviously going to change. Okay, but mostly in general their atomic number does not changes of helium and neon. We'll be understanding that when you do the periodic table chapter. Okay, now after magnesium comes the aluminum. And what is the atomic number of aluminum? It is nothing but obviously 13. So we first move on to 1s. So inside this 1s, 2 electrons can be accommodated. After 1s comes 2s, where next 2 electrons can be accommodated. And after 2s comes the nothing but 2p, where maximum of 6 electrons can be accommodated. So 2 plus 2 plus 6 completes your 10. So out of 13, 10 electrons are already fed into 3 subshells. Now you are remaining with 3 more electrons. So these 3 electrons are obviously going to go into the next subshell, that is after 2p comes your 3s. So your over here 3s can take a maximum of 2 electrons. So out of 3 electrons, 3s is going to take the next 2 electrons. So you are going to write 3s2. Still we are left with one more electron, guys. So this one electron is obviously going to go to the fourth dienal, where we first meet 3p. And as we all know that 3p can accommodate maximum of 6 electrons, but we are left with only 1 electron, so you are going to write 3p1. So here we finish the electronic configuration of aluminum. And if you want to write the condensed electronic configuration of aluminum, what you are going to do, you are just going to substitute this 1s2 2s2 2p6 as neon, and your condensed one can be 3s2 3p1. Am I right? So now let us move on to the next element, which is nothing but your silicon. And what is the electronic configuration, what is the atomic number of silicon, guys? The atomic number of silicon is nothing but 14. Am I right? So now these 14 electrons can be accommodated first into the 1s. So 1s can take maximum of 2 electrons. So 1s is going to take maximum of 2 electrons. After 1s comes the second diagonal, where we first meet 2s. So this 2s is going to take maximum of 2 electrons. So out of 14, 4 are gone. We are left with 10 more. So we move on to the third diagonal, where we first meet 2p. and as we all know that P can accommodate maximum of 6 electrons. Therefore it is going to take 6 electrons out of the 10 remaining. Now still we are left with the 4 more electrons. So for 4 more electrons after 2p comes 3s. Am I right? So you are going to write 3s2. Why 2? Because s can take maximum of 2 electrons. So you are left with 2 more electrons. So after 3s we move on to the fourth diagonal where we first meet 3p. So since 3p can accommodate maximum of 6 electrons, so it can easily accommodate your next 2 electrons. So this is the electronic configuration of silicon: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p2. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one, that is nothing but your phosphorus. Phosphorus. What is the atomic number of phosphorus? Obviously 15. What is the electronic configuration of phosphorus? First we go to 1s, 1s2, then we go to 2s, 2s2, then we go to 2p, 2p. P can take a maximum of 6 electrons. So we are finished with 2 plus 2 plus 6, 10 electrons. Still we are remaining with 5 more to go. So after 2p comes 3s. So 3s cannot accommodate all 5, but it will take a maximum of 2 electrons. So we are left with next 3. So next 3 can be accommodated by 3p, which can accommodate maximum of 6 electrons. So you can easily accommodate 3 electrons. Okay. So here we finish with half of the elements. Now guys, just for a break, I want to tell you all one thing, that listen carefully guys, and this is not time pass. You might be thinking that for break I am doing time pass. No, listen carefully. I have made a video on quantum numbers and shapes of orbital. It is a combined video. Okay guys, so if you want to watch that video, you can find the link in the description box below, or you can simply click on this I button over here. Now why I am telling so is because, see guys, if you watch that video, you can easily solve 3 questions in a JEE Main examination, and 3 questions is nothing equal to 12 marks. So if you are getting 12 marks by just watching that one video, I think that you must surely watch that video. And why I am telling you to watch that video is because I have not just explained your quantum numbers and shapes of orbitals, but also I have mentioned so many concepts that very rare teachers are going to tell you on, and these are the concepts which you all miss and you all are not able to score well in JEE Main examination. So guys, please do look out for that video. You can find a link in the description box where I will write quantum numbers and shapes of orbitals, and in front of that I will give you all the link, or you can simply click on this I button over here and you can easily access to that video. Okay, so now next let's continue to our topic. Our break is over. So the next element, that is nothing but sulfur, whose atomic number is 16. Since 16, so we are going to first go to first diagonal where we first meet 1s. So inside this 1s there can be maximum of 2 electrons. So we are going to write 1s2. So after 1s we move on to the next diagonal where we meet 2s. So this 2s can take maximum of 2 electrons. So after this 2s we are obviously going to move to the third diagonal where we meet 2p. So this 2p is going to take maximum of 6 electrons. Now let us count. 2 plus 2 plus 6, 10. So we are still left with 6 more to go. Am I right? So after 2p comes 3s. 3s cannot take all 6, but it can take maximum of 2 electrons. So out of 6 electrons it is going to take 2 electrons. So we are left out with 4 more electrons to go. After 3s comes your 3p. Now you all know that 3p can take maximum of 6 electrons, but as we all know that we have only 4 electrons left, therefore we are going to write 3p4. Am I clear guys? Now let's move on to the next one, that is nothing but your chlorine, whose atomic number is obviously 17. Now guys, I think this must be easy for you. First 1s, 2, 2s2, 2p6. See guys, I will recommend you all to remember this up to 10. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. these are nothing but a collection of 10 electrons. So you just simply blindly write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Now you are left with 7 more to go. Okay, so for that 7 more, after 2p comes your 3s. So you are going to write 3s2. Still we have 5 more to go. So after 3s comes your 3p. And 3p can take a maximum of 6 electrons, but since you have only 5 electrons left, therefore you are obviously going to write 3p5. Am I pretty much clear for you guys? Let's move on to the third inert gas, which is nothing but argon, whose atomic number is obviously 18. Now, what is the electron configuration of this argon whose atomic number is 18? It is obviously 1s first. So I told you, you have to blindly just copy 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 for first 10. Then we are now left remaining with next 8 electrons. For the next 8 electrons, after 2p comes 3s. So you will write 3s2. After 3s comes 3p. This 3p can take maximum of 6 electrons, and if you calculate, we have 6 more electrons to go. So you're obviously going to write 3p6. So what is the electron configuration of argon? It is nothing but 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Now let's move on to the next element, that is nothing but your potassium, whose atomic number is obviously 19. So guys, now here, can I just blindly write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6? So I have finished with 10 electrons. Now I have left with the next 9 electrons. So for the next 9 electrons, I am going to look for the diagram. So after 2p comes your 3s, and 3s can take a maximum of 2 electrons. So out of 9 electrons, it is going to take 2 electrons. So still we are left with the next 7 electrons. So after 3s comes your 3p. This 3p cannot take all 7, but it can take a maximum of 6 electrons. So I will write 3p6. And after 3p, we are still left with one more electron. So for the next one electron, we are going to go to next one, that is 4s. And although s can take maximum of 2 electrons, but we have only 1 electron left, therefore you are obviously going to write 4s1. Now guys, one more condensed electronic configuration formula. See, can you look out for this electron configuration of argon? 1s2, 1s2, 2s2, 2s2, 2p6, 2p6, 3s2, 3s2, 3p6, 3p6. So instead of writing this long thing, you can write the condensed electronic configuration as argon 4s1. So this is the condensed formula. And guys, you might be thinking that, yeah, why I have not written over here, so we cannot write the condensed formula for these elements. You can write. Okay, you can just substitute this where we done neon. See, you can just substitute 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 as neon. You can just 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 as neon, and you can write neon 3s2, 3p2. You can do for all elements. You can write electronic condensed electron configuration for all elements. But for that, you need to know the electron number of these inert gases. This atomic number of argon is nothing but 18. Atomic number of your neon is nothing but 10, and the atomic number of helium is nothing but 2. Okay, let's move on to the 20th, guys, which is nothing but your calcium, whose atomic number is obviously 20. So as I told you all, you just to blindly write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 2p6 for the first 10 electrons. So out of 20, 10 are already written over here. So for the next 10, you look out for the diagram. So after 2p comes your 3s, and 3s can accommodate maximum of 2 electrons. So out of 10 electrons, it is obviously going to take the next 2 electrons. So we are left with 8 more to go. So for the next 8 more to go, what you are going to do is that you are going to move to the fourth diagonal. So in the fourth diagonal, you first meet 3p. So you write 3p. P can take maximum of 6 electrons, but we have how many electrons more left? 8 electrons. So this p is going to take 6 electrons. So after 3p comes your 4s. Obviously, okay guys, so this 4s is going to take the next 2 electrons, and obviously the condensed formula can be argon 4s2. So guys, this much is pretty much clear for you all, I hope. Okay, now let's move on to the next one, that is nothing but the scandium, whose atomic number is nothing but 21. So you just have to blindly write up to 20. Up to calcium, you can blindly write up to 20. Am I right? So you can write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. So I hope you have finished till 20. Am I right? So after 20, you just have one more electron left. So after 4s comes your nothing but fifth diagonal where you first meet 3d. So after 3d, 4p. After 4p comes your 5s. Am I right? So after 4s comes your 3d. D can take maximum of 10 electrons, but we have only one electron left, so we are going to write 3d1. Okay, and obviously the condensed formula, it is going to be argon 4s2 3d1. Now similarly, moving ahead to the next one, that is nothing but after scandium comes your titanium. The atomic number is nothing but 22. So guys, up to 20, see, up to 20 you are going to write 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 3p6 4s2. Okay, and after 4s2 you have 2 electrons left. So for 2 electrons left you are going to write 3d2, and you can write the condensed formula, I hope so. Now after titanium comes your vanadium. What? Vanadium, whose atomic number is nothing but 23. So for this you are obviously going to write up to 20 first, which is nothing but 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 3p6 and 4s2. And after 20 you have 3 more electrons. So for the next 3 more electrons after 4s comes your 3d, and d can take maximum of 10 electrons, but you have only 3 electrons left, therefore you are going to write 3. So after vanadium comes your next one, that is nothing but the chromium, Cr24. Now you are simply again going to copy till 20. So 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 3p6 4s2, and after 4s2 you have 4 more electrons to go. So after 4s comes the 3d. So obviously 3d can take maximum of for 10 electrons, but we have only 4 electrons left, therefore you are going to write 3d4. But guys, in chromium there is a exception over here. And what is that exception? Instead of getting 4s to 3d4, we get 4s1 3d5. Now why is it so? This is known as the anomalous behavior of chromium. If you want to know this in depth, you can find the link in the description box below, or you can simply click on this I button over here where I have explained why this happens. Okay, so after chromium it is nothing but your manganese, whose atomic number is 25. So obviously the 20 you are going to write. So I can I just write, guys, 4s2. I don't want to write again, so I'm just writing 4s2. So after 4s2 comes your 4s2, you have 5 more electrons to go. So can I write after 4s comes your 3d. 3d can take maximum of 10 electrons, but we have only 5 electrons left, therefore we write 3d5. Am I right? So after manganese it is turn for your iron, which is represented by Fe. So okay guys, so after 26, for the 26 electron you have to write first till 20. Am I right? So you have to write 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 3p6 and 4s2. So after that you have still 6 more electrons to go. So for 4s, after 4s comes your 3d. 3d can take maximum of 10 electrons, but we have only 6 electrons, so you're obviously going to write 3d6. After iron it is turn for your cobalt now. Cobalt, whose atomic number is 27. So you are going to write 1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2, that is up to 20 na. Up to 20 so you have to write na. For reaching 27 you have to write up to 20. 3p6 4s2, and after 4s2 comes 3d, but since you have only 7 electrons left, therefore you are going to write 3d7, and as we all know that d can take maximum of 10 electrons. So we have finished till cobalt. Okay, now we move on to the next one, that is nothing but a nickel, whose atomic number is 28. So obviously till 20 you have to write Am I right? So I have written till 20. After 20 you have still 8 more electrons to go. So after 4s comes 3d. Am I right? According to this diagram, if you have forgot, after 4s comes 3d. Okay, so here guys, 3d can take maximum of 10 electrons, but we have only 8 electrons left, therefore you are going to write 3d8. Now the next one is nothing but your copper, which is our second last one. Cu, copper. Am I right? So the atomic number of copper is obviously 29. So you are going to write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. This is up to 20, which is for your calcium. And after 4s2 comes your 3d, which can take maximum of 10 electrons, but we have only 9 electrons left, therefore you are going to write 3d9. Now here, in the case of copper, instead of getting 4s2 3d9, we get 4s1 3d10. Again, where I have explained you all the chromium anomalous behavior, there I have also explained the anomalous behavior of copper. So you can get to know the anomalous behavior of both these elements in that single video. So guys, yes, for the last one, it is nothing but your zinc, whose atomic number is obviously 30. So you are initially going to write till 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 and 4s2. It is up to 20. So after you have finished up to 20, you have 10 more electrons to go. And as we all know that 3d can take maximum of 10 electrons, therefore you are going to write 3d10. So guys, this was all the electron configuration of elements from having atomic number of till 1 to 30. So guys, if you have liked this video, then please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and go check out my channel where I have uploaded all the videos of your chapter structure of atom, and soon you will be getting all the videos of your physics and chemistry. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and do subscribe to the channel so that every time I upload a video you get a notification of it. Guys, thank you for watching this video.